Hello, good afternoon. I am Alexia. I am working at this clinic as a graduate student intern, and I am very keen in meeting you all. Thank you for coming. I hear weather outside is pretty cold. How was your way up here?
It was cold, a lot colder than it's been the past couple days.
I've been all bundled up today.
Very nice. I appreciate you all being here. I I would love for you to present yourselves. Can you all tell me what your names are?
I'm Tiana.
Nice to meet you.
I'm Tiana's wife, Quinn.
Nice to meet you, Quinn.
Jen.
Hi, Jen. Nice to meet you. Well, perfect. I want to start this session with a couple of minutes just reviewing the informed consent I sent you the week before. To go over it, if you have any questions, any concerns, I would love to take a time to review everything. And well, I want to start first of all explaining like what are the sessions, how is the sessions like how are they gonna be, what will we like do in each one of them. So every session has a time of 45 or 50 minutes, depends on well what we're talking about. I always like to close the sessions and like all of you guys leave with uh, something nice, feeling comfortable. So I will take the time to make you feel that way. Um, every session has a cost of $100. I know you told me you didn't want to pay with insurance, but I want to let you know that if you were to change your mind, we're always open to make that work for you.
Thank you.
Is that clear?
Yes.
Perfect. I also want to talk to you about the informed consent. For me, it's very important for you to know that everything we're gonna talk in this space is confidential. This is a safe space for you to talk about anything you wish to talk about. But it is also important for me to say that there are certain limits regarding this confidentiality. The first one is that if you or anyone were to be at high risk, if your life was at risk, I need to end that confidentiality. And also it is important for you to know that if there is information regarding child or elder abuse, I also need to end the confidentiality. Is this clear for all of you?
Yeah, what are you doing with the videos of our session?
Yes, I was gonna go there. Thank you for pointing that out. I am actually recording the videos because, as I told you, I am a graduate student. I am being supervised by a licensed marriage and family therapist. So everything we talk about, I will share with my supervision advisor. My supervision advisor respects full confidentiality. We talk about ways in which we can help you strive for your better outcomes and goals. So I work with her. If you were to want to expand on how I work with her, I am glad to go over that.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. And well, we can, if there is any questions you have regarding the informed consent.
I don't think so. Jen, do you have any questions?
Well, then we can start. I wanted to ask you, maybe we can start with you, Jen, telling me why you're here.
I don't really know. I feel like you've just been yelling at me a lot. I'm not really sure what we're doing.
Well, that's not entirely true. I mean, Jen hasn't been going to school.
Perfect. Why don't you tell me why do you think we're here?
I mean, I think we're here because Tiana and I are concerned that Jen has been missing so much school.
Mhm.
She's telling us that she's going, and then we find out that she didn't go. Her grades are worse. Like, we just want to know why she's doing that. And
We-
like, if you could,
We don't want her to fall behind either.
Okay.
Yeah. You understand track.
So you, Tiana, also think that we're here because we want to work things out regarding Jen's
Yeah.
school performance?
Exactly. Education's important for us and we just want to make sure she gets to those.
yeah, it's not an option to not go to school.
How do you feel, Jen? I want to hear a little bit more about your mother saying that the problem is that you don't want to go to school.
I mean, like, obviously I don't, but like, I don't feel like, I mean, honestly, like, I don't feel like they're listening to me or like really having a conversation about it, so I don't know.
What have we not talked about at home?
I mean, all it is like yelling at me to go.
We were hoping that if we came here, you could explain to her why it's so important to us.
I am very thankful for your point because I know that sometimes we come to this space looking for answers. And I believe we're gonna get to answers, but first I want to know more, get to know more about you, about the situation, and then I will help you understand the best we can the situation.
Mhm.
So
Like, it wasn't always like this. She
No.
used to go to school. And then she just stopped.
when was when did this start, Jen not going to school?
And you,
A month ago, month and a half ago?
yeah. She used to
Pretty
get
recent.
good grades, you know, everything was fine.
She never bothered.
Yeah. And then all of a sudden, we are getting calls from the school that she's not there.
Grades dropping.
Her grades are dropping. And when we try to explain to her like why it's so important that she goes, it's like she's not listening to us.
And why do you think it's so important for Jen to go?
I mean, I think it's important for her to go because if she falls too far behind, she's not going to be able to graduate high school. And like she has to finish high school.
It's a part of life.
You know-
I mean, you gotta get this
Yeah.
college. I mean, you gotta have a degree.
Yeah.
Can't
She's
not-
not going to be able to find a job or do anything. if She doesn't finish high school.
Jen, what do you feel hearing your mothers expressing their concerns?
I mean, I feel like, yeah, I always did get good grades and I did fine. And honestly, it's like, I feel like at this point, when I'm in school, I'm sitting there and feels stupid. And like, I feel like, you know, I don't know. I feel like the people around me are like, love high school and love this time. And I'm just like, not. I just want to be done with it.
Your mother said a couple of minutes ago that a month ago you started not wanting to go to school. Do you remember what could have happened a month ago that could have influenced these actions?
Specifically.
I mean, everyone else, like we've heard from our friends, everyone else's kids are just like partying, forgetting school, like, and that's not okay with us.
Mm.
And so we've always tried really hard to make sure that Jen stays on track.
What is staying on track mean to you?
I mean-
as a family.
Assignments, getting chores done,
Yeah,
extracurriculars.
We never did things like this when we were in school. Like it was not an option
Mm.
to not go to school.
She has a lot of options too, so we
Yeah, she has so much potential and
I don't have options. You won't even let me pick my own electives at school. They're making me take a business. I don't want to do business.
What do you want to do, Jen?
I tried taking an art class and they said it wasn't practical to put in a college application.
she doesn't even know what she wants to do. Like we're concerned that if she like wastes her time on classes like art, painting, like things that she likes, like as hobbies, that she won't be able to use that in the future to get a real job.
And Jen, I'm gonna return to this, but I want to hear more about this, that you like art. Um, tell me more about
I mean, I liked it. I felt like when I was like younger, I was allowed to take art classes and do this kind of stuff. And like now it feels like you've decided that I just need to be like a grown up and stop having fun completely just to prepare myself for college. And it's like I'm still only like 16 and I don't understand why you're putting this pressure on me right this second
We just want
to
you to
like
be
stop
prepared.
enjoying my life.
We want you to be able to enjoy your life, but you're not gonna be able to do that if you don't like do what you need to do. And if you don't go to school, you won't be able to enjoy your life because you won't be able to get a job. You won't be able to do anything.
Even if we let you take these art classes, you think that's gonna be a good paying job? Don't you wanna support yourself?
I don't need a job right now.
I mean, not right
Long
now, but
term,
like,
long term.
yeah.
I
And, like,
hear,
I don't,
I
what does my
hear,
high school transcript have to do with me getting a job at 22?
You haven't mentioned college yet,
Right.
so.
thank you. I appreciate a lot your openness, and I think that we're expressing how we feel, and that's very good. But I want to know a little bit more about from where this idea of wanting to get a good job and succeeding at a good job started. I want to know more about you. Tell me, how did you meet? Did you meet at school by any chance?
Well, it like for both of us, like being in a queer couple, like it was always expected. Like we
Mm.
both have to work. Like we aren't going to be able to just stay at home, either of us, because both of us struggled to make it in the workforce at first and weren't accepted by our families. And so we want to make sure, or at least I want to make sure, that Jen has those opportunities that I like had to fight for.
Yes. Yeah, you want your daughter to feel safe,
Yeah.
and safe maybe having a good job and having good grades. I understand. I understand, and I think it's very valid to have expectations. But also we're here to look for options, and I think we can listen maybe to Jen towards, do you have any options of, like, what do you like? How could you make your mothers feel happy for you?
I feel like anytime we even like start having the conversation about like what I want to do or like the schools I want to go to, it's just like they just keep pushing
Hmm.
what they want. So it's like not even worth having those conversations with them. And I'll probably end up at a college that I don't want to go to with like a major I don't want, and then I'll have a job I don't want. And I just like don't understand why that's the goal for them.
You really wanna major in art? You see yourself being an artist?
There's a lot of things you could do with an art degree.
You mentioned, Jen, that you wanted to sometimes you don't want to talk to them about how you feel. Who do you like talking to?
I mean, now because I'm grounded all the time, it's like I don't even have friends. So I don't really have,
Rightfully so, you're being grounded.
I mean, I can't grounded on my phone. I can't talk to them.
Mm.
So I don't,
I mean, we can't even trust her to go to school, which
Why?
is like the basic thing she's supposed to do. Why would we, like, how can we trust her to, like, if she's not even doing her homework now, like, why would we trust that if she would be able to get it done if she was also like going out and partying like all the other kids are doing?
You're not getting your phone back.
Tiana, and Queen, I want like to deepen more into the trust thing. When did you trust Jen? Like, do you remember a time where you did trust her?
Well, yeah, like when she was younger, we didn't have a reason not to trust her.
Mhm.
You know, she went to school, did her classes, like did her homework, like she didn't give us a reason to not trust her
Nobody.
like she is now.
Yeah, so I hear there Jen was a good student, and
Yeah, Jen was a great listener. Like she You know, she did the stuff at home that we asked her to help out with. She did her school, you know, she,
It's a new conflict that we're coming upon. That's really, I think, stumping all of us. We really don't know what to do.
And how do you feel? Tiana, I can start with you. How do you feel with this new attitude that you say Jen has been having? How does that make you feel?
Well, hearing Jen just say out loud now, I mean, obviously, we're gonna take your phone away. You're not following the rules, but I didn't realize how long we've been having your phone. I know she needs to communicate with her friends and everything, but I mean, it's hard for us to overlook that. I'm just not good.
like,
No.
we can't
How
allow.
does you taking my phone have anything to do with like anything that's being
Because
going
you don't
on?
need to be spending your time on your phone, you need to be spending your time
on your
doing the
homework.
homework.
Am
that
I
you have-
spending time on my homework without my phone?
We would hope so, but you're still not. So
Okay,
what else
then
do you
it
want to
doesn't
take away?
work.
We got an email from her teacher last week explaining that Jen is behind on probably like 3 weeks of assignments. And they've given her to the end of the school year to complete these assignments,
Okay.
Thankfully,
otherwise she won't pass the classes.
Okay.
thankfully,
And
that was
like,
nice of them.
It was nice of them to offer that to Jen, and it's like she doesn't even care.
She didn't care about.
Okay, so I hear there's been an option, an opportunity, Jen. How do you feel about this?
I'll get it done. Like, I'm not gonna like not graduate high school. I'm gonna get it done. It's
Mhm.
fine. Like, I feel like you're not helping the situation.
What would help for you?
Honestly, they just like backed off. Like, they don't put me in a mood where I'm like want to excel in school. Like, if I'm always being punished. Like, I don't think things are just gonna get better if I do all the assignments tomorrow.
I think it would get better.
I hear your mothers are worried about you, but I also hear that you are going through a moment in life, you're in your teens, and it is important for you also to have your phone and to do stuff you like art. And so I would love to hear more about what do you enjoy doing together as a family, like without the expectations of this school problem. How is your relationship outside of school?
Well, we go to church every Sunday,
Okay.
Family dinners afterwards.
family dinners,
Meet
yeah.
up with our grandparents.
Yeah.
Grandparents.
We have a really close family. Our extended family, like I said before, like it was difficult at first, but
Okay.
Tiana's parents have really come around to us.
Very much
And
involved.
they're really involved. So we make sure to spend a lot of time with them.
It's great, honestly.
It's great.
And your parents, are they around?
My parents are a little bit less accepting of us.
Okay.
I think they want to know Jen, but they don't really approve, and they haven't really approved of Tiana and I,
Hmm.
you know, so.
And we invite them. I mean, my parents are willing to reach out to Quinn's parents, but we just really don't
Yeah,
see
they're just
that.
not really interested.
just
Was
kind
it
of
always like this?
I mean,
for a while.
yeah, when I was growing up, they were so, you know, overbearing.
Hmm.
They were just constantly like, I don't even know how, I don't want to talk about it really, but we don't see them.
Hmm.
So,
How did they make you feel? Were they they had a lot of expectations from you?
and judgments,
Okay.
you know, like they, yeah, like they had my whole life. They had it planned out. They picked what college I was going to go to, and I did go there,
Mm.
you know, and that's part of why we want Jen to have choice. And she's not going to get to choose anything if she doesn't have these grades.
Okay.
Like, I didn't have that chance.
Okay.
I still don't have a choice. You guys literally have a list of schools.
And they're all good ones.
Yeah, I hear you don't want to repeat maybe history, but also I hear that Jen is frustrated because she feels, I know that you are very good mothers and you want the best for her, but she, like, we can all see that she is struggling So I think it would be important to find,
I guess I just don't know, like, what is she struggling with?
okay,
I agree.
why don't you ask Jen? Why don't you ask her?
What are you struggling with, Jen?
Why would I, what is that tone? Like, I don't wanna,
Would you feel like better if maybe you faced each other?
We can
We
try.
can try it.
I don't think it's gonna do anything.
Maybe we could, it helps me. I don't know if it can help you, but I like to loosen my body a little bit and like, every time your body is more liberated, sometimes words communication flows better. So maybe we
right.
can take a deep breath. We can do it the four of us together. Inhale. Exhale.
Like, we want to know. I just don't know why you won't tell us, like, what is wrong.
I feel like I don't have like a life anymore. Like, you've gotten so controlling.
So if we gave you your phone back, you think things would be better and you'd get your stuff done?
I think it would improve. I have nothing to enjoy day to day.
Your homework.
And also, like, not, like, you lost the chance to enjoy day-to-day things when you stopped doing day-to-day responsibilities.
How would it make you feel, Jen, if the three of you made something fun? Like maybe you can go to the park, maybe you can do something fun.
I don't think we need to do something fun. I think Jen needs to do her homework.
I'm down to do that stuff once I see some improvement.
I know it's important to see improvement, but I also think that one thing does not compete with the other, So how would it make you feel, Jen? Maybe um doing a homework maybe this week, and also making time to have like a fun plan.
I don't even think she wants to spend time with them. Like,
Do you want to spend time with your mothers, Jen?
I used to.
When?
I feel like ever since I got my license, they've gotten like crazier about like what I'm doing all the time.
Like-
and I feel like prior to that, like things were better, but ever since like that, it's like they just like want to control everything about like where I'm going and when and all this stuff, like stuff that used to like, I don't know, wasn't a problem before.
So you are starting to drive, starting to have independence, I hear, and maybe it feels scary to let her.
I mean, it's part of the problem. She says that she's going to school and then she doesn't go because she can drive now. Like, we used to drive her to school. We would drive her to school
And pick her up.
and pick her up from school.
Mhm. And where do you go, Jen, when you don't go to school?
Home.
And we're at work, so we don't know.
Till we get a call.
And you go to home, and what do you do?
Depends.
Not our homework.
I feel important to ask you, if you sometimes feel sad, if you sometimes feel like any type of feeling that is very intense towards like not wanting to be outside, maybe not wanting to live.
No, it's something like that. I think like sometimes I get like overwhelmed, but it's nothing like that big. I just, I feel like they stress me out.
So I'm hearing that Jen, when she doesn't go to school, she goes home. So, I mean, you like being home, I am supposing.
I mean, I don't have like, I don't have much choice to go anywhere else.
Okay. And where would you like to go? I mean, if we can, we can make a, let's suppose tomorrow you had a little bit of more liberty to and flexibility, maybe that's the word. What would you do tomorrow?
I mean, it's hard now because I feel like they've just like ruined everything. Like I used to have a good group of friends, and then they got all controlling and annoying.
She also used to have good grades and used to go to school.
Mhm.
You have privileges. Just be taken away until we see improvement.
Okay.
Like, it's not negotiable for us for
Mhm.
her to go to school or not.
Mhm.
And we
What-
can't
There's
not.
nothing about like I don't want to go to school anymore. Like I don't want like I've
That doesn't matter to us. We
not
want
a
you to be
choice.
happy and we want her to do things she wants to do, but going to school is not a choice.
Yeah.
You know,
We're not
she is 16 years old. She has to go to school.
Yeah, I hear you.
And we can't stay home from work and, you know, watch her to make sure she's going. We need to trust that she will go to school.
Okay. So hearing Jen express that it's been very difficult for her socializing and finding spaces to have flexibility. What do you think could be an option or a plan? We can make a plan together for her to feel better and at the same time, Jen, also you going to school and doing like getting all your school done. How do you feel? How would you feel about doing a plan that works for all of us?
Be fine. As long as something, like
We need
something
help
has to
here.
change.
Okay,
We're at our last straw here.
okay. So let's start. Why don't we start? Jen, you could maybe say what would you like, and then we can go with your mothers and ask them what they would like, and we could make something work.
feel like if you just even like let me like make a choice, like do something, like I don't know.
We don't even
I
know what
could-
that means.
Well, if I could like I mean, you won't even let me like pick my own classes. Like why? Like I just like don't understand like why that can't even be an option. Like you've taken the joy out of me going to school, and then you're complaining that I don't want to do it.
When are you going to get your classes?
After the holidays.
Okay. How would you feel in letting Jen pick her classes? Would that motivate you to go to school?
I mean, if I was excited to learn, like I get like maybe I don't like love math, but if I at least had like something during the day to look forward to. And like my friends all take those classes and I don't get to see them if I'm not in them.
Okay. And Tiana, what would work for you?
I don't mind if you picking your elective gets you to get your homework done. If that's the final straw, that's fine. Cause I liked how things were a month prior. Things were fine. House was smooth, no yelling. I just want you to get your GPA up. That's really all I want.
Okay.
I want her to do all of the assignments from this semester that she didn't do.
She was that obviously she has to.
Okay.
For you
Like,
won't have
I-
after holiday.
Like, I know that it's October
Mhm.
and that we have until December,
Mhm.
but like, she is already behind a month.
Okay.
And so I would be fine with her picking, she takes 3 electives, maybe she can pick 1 or 2 of them and we can have some say in the other one, but like, not if she has to do her homework.
Okay. So
It's not a choice. She has to.
And like, I don't want to tell her that it's okay for her to pick her electives now and then have us be the bad guys when we see no improvement.
I mean, what are you gonna pick? All 3 art electives?
Why does it matter?
let's return to where we were. That was that Jen is expressing that she wants for school to motivate her, and a motivation can be getting electives so that she could be with her friends. And you, Tiana, want her to do good at school. And you wouldn't want to, because I hear you, you want her to have good grades and finish
I
everything.
just don't know why school has to be the place for her to have fun.
You don't let me lead.
Rightfully so.
Like, school she doesn't have a job.
Mhm.
She does not have a job because she can't even focus on school. So school is her job.
Mhm.
Like, you don't go to school and spend the whole day waiting for art class to chat with your friends.
Mhm.
Like, that's the part.
That's all I get, but like I'm saying, that's all I get. Like even when you guys are saying things were good, you still controlled what I did outside of school.
So things weren't good.
Not in my perspective.
Well, you never told us that. Like,
How
what,
would we know that?
You absolutely knew that.
You can remember this is a safe space. Jen, maybe you can tell them how
I'm-
that made you feel.
Well, I mean, you don't let me do the things that like the other people at school do.
yeah, we don't let you go out and drink on a Friday night because you're 16. And like, I know that that's what all the other kids are doing. And like you said that your friends aren't like that, but like I know they are.
You know they are.
Why do you know this?
We talked to the other parents.
And what do they say?
What Quinn just said, I mean, they're out all weekend, out late, past curfew.
Yeah, like what are they doing? I remember being 16.
And like, how was your life at 16?
Terrible.
Why?
Like, it was terrible. Like, I wasn't allowed to do anything. And I know that everyone else was doing those things. And I know you're thinking like, oh, it sounds just like what Jen is saying, but like, as much as I was mad that I couldn't do those things then, like I see now like why school is important. And I like understand that now. And I need her to understand that too.
And my parents were lenient in school. I was out just like your friends, out drinking all over the weekend, and I felt really behind, like Jen is right now.
But
And I
I'm
really-
not drinking every weekend.
Well,
So I
You're
don't
not because you-
because
But your correlations then I like, don't understand. Yeah,
We don't want her to.
I
it
know.
happened to me and it messed me up.
I know it must be scary to have a teenage child growing and being exposed to parties and you know it, no? And I also hear that, when you had a lot of boundaries and you couldn't do a lot of things when you were her age. And Tiana, I hear that you had the time to go to parties
And I regret it.
and
It was a waste of time.
and how because
Do you
I'm
regret it then though? You're saying that now, like
Definitely did.
you didn't regret it at 16.
I had to redo, I was behind all my classmates. I had to graduate with my friends. I had to redo a whole year. I fell behind completely, which is the same track you're on right now.
yeah.
I just want better for you. That's all.
I'm hearing your concerns. I'm also hearing some motivation. And I think we can focus because it's important as I told you before to wrap things and for you to get from this session something that can help you. So why don't we stick with these motivations? So like, what do you believe that are Jen's strength? I would love to hear, like, because I know that she right now is not doing very good at school, but what is she doing good?
Jen is compassionate
Mhm.
and funny. And she was a good listener.
I mean, she's got that creative side to her. I know why she likes art. She's talented in that. But we need to see some of it.
You know, she like besides school, she, does all the stuff at home we want her to do
Mhm.
still.
Yeah.
And like I heard her say she goes home. So I guess like I'm glad she's not going somewhere else when she's not at school.
You're doing something right. Ugh.
I get you. And Jen, what do you think, like, are your strengths? And also like hearing what your mother said about you.
I mean, like, I'm not like, I don't know, I'm gonna get my schoolwork done, like, that's not the issue, like, I know I can like do the work. It's not hard for me. So I'm not nervous about like completing stuff or like graduating, honestly. Like I think I'm gonna be fine. Sometimes I just feel like, you know, they just like let me be, like I'd be okay.
We want to find a way that we can trust that she will get her work done without us feeling like we have to worry about her doing it.
Okay,
I mean, we don't like being hard on you. It's honestly more work for me to be hard on you, checking on you, keeping tabs on you. And I'm sorry if you've been feeling that way, but if it's easy for you to get it done and you know you're gonna get it done, I just don't know why I can't do it.
I don't wanna do it for you, like
you wanna do it for you, and how would that look?
you know, if I had like. I feel like it used to be that way, like it used to, didn't used to feel like this pressure the way like, you know, they've been making it with like college applications, and like micromanaging, you know, all my choices for like applying to school and all that, like, I feel like that's made it, you know, worse, and it's like taken, you know, taken away like the stuff I enjoyed.
And what is the thing you enjoy the most?
I mean, like I talked about, like I wish, you know, I had choices over like the electives I could take, or like they were open to visiting other colleges that like weren't on their list. Just so like I felt like I had some say in my life.
So would you be up to visiting other schools and like maybe listening to the electives Jen likes?
If we see some change. Sure.
Like at this point, I don't even know if she will be able to go to college. So like, yeah, we can visit whatever schools she wants, if it means that she will, you know,
Feel more optimistic and want to do the work. She has that.
Do you wanna go to college, Jen?
Yeah, I
Okay.
do. I do.
That's the first time I've heard.
Okay, but it's good because you want her to study, she wants to study.
I mean, I'm not paying for her college if she doesn't want to go. So hearing that
It's
is good to
nice.
hear.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Honestly, good to hear.
And how do you feel, Jen, saying this out loud?
I mean, I'm kind of shocked at like, I mean, college was never really like a conversation for a choice, so, you know, it's surprising to hear like, that it ever be thought that I wouldn't go, but
Your actions make it seem like you don't want to.
Okay, so I hear that sometimes because, I mean, we all do it. We have expectations and we take things like for granted, and today we had a really nice conversation, and I think that Jen spoke up, you guys told her how you felt, and by speaking and communicating, I think we at least understood where we are.
What do we do now?
What do you want to do?
well,
What would make you feel?
I would feel good if we kept visiting, like doing this. It seems like this session went well and we made progress, I guess. Like what now?
Well, if you felt comfortable in this space, because I did with all of you, uh, every week we can meet. This hour is a very good hour for me, but if you need options, I will email you with some options when I see my calendar, and we can schedule the meetings every week, and each meeting is of as today 45 or 50 minutes long. I'll see you next week, and I just wanted to ask you before you leave, where are you at? How do you go, and what like do you take from this session? We can start with you, Tian.
Like one word,
A word or a phrase, however you want.
feeling a bit more optimistic. It's nice to hear Jen say what you needed to say. I guess looking back at all this, we could have been coming off strict, but I still disagree.
Mhm.
But I'm looking forward to future sessions with you. Thank you for helping us. I think we can get there.
Thank you. How about you, Jen?
I mean, I guess this was a better conversation than we having, you know, I don't know if they like are fully like listening to me, but there's a definitely less yelling.
Thank you. And you, Quinn?
I feel a little drained.
Okay.
I liked the session, but I do still feel like we have like a lot to talk about.
Okay. Thank you all for coming. Thank you also for sharing, because I appreciate you sharing this space with me, and see you next week.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you.